So we're going to do some more practice here with these rules that we had talked about, and we're going to be taking this function 6x plus 5 and we're going to do a couple different things to it. The first thing I want to do is a vertical compression of 1/2. So if you remember, that rule says that we multiply the entire function by 1/2. So I'm going to put 1/2 and then put the 6x plus 5 outside. And then we will have to distribute 1/2 times 6x, 1/2 times 5. And so we get 3x plus 5 over 2. And you can leave the fraction, and this would be your final answer. Part B wants us to horizontally translate it 2 units to the left. So when we're going to the left, we need to add that 2 to our x. So when I have 6, a lot of times we would put x in parentheses, and we're going to add 2 to that, and then you still have that plus 5. I'm still coming back up and using this original equation. Then I take 6 and I distribute. So I have 6x plus 12. And then still plus 5. So the last thing that we should do for this one is combine the 12 and the 5 together. So the final answer is going to say 6x plus 17. The last one I have here is a horizontal stretch of 3. And so the rule for that is to take the inverse of 3, or the reciprocal, which would be 1/3, and you multiply only the x by that number. So I'm going to put 1/3 by the x, and I still am going to have 6 out front, and then I have this plus 5. So we can still distribute. We can still take 6 times that 1/3 x, and that's going to give us 2x, and then we have 2x plus 5. Now there will be some cases where they want us to do multiple transformations, so meaning we're going to have to do 2 separate steps here. For this first one, I have the function 3x, and the problem says to do a horizontal shift of 6 units to the left, followed by a horizontal stretch of 4. So I have 2 different transformations I need to do. For the first one, that horizontal shift of 6 units to the left, I'm going to add 6 to my x. So I have 3, and then in here we're going to write x plus 6. Again, kind of just putting those in the parentheses. And then we can still distribute. 3 times x, 3 times 6. So we get 3x plus 18. Now to do the second part of this problem, you're going to affect the 3x plus 18. You're not going to go back to the original. You're going to use the one that we just wrote. And this one says we do a horizontal stretch of 4. So that's like that rule we did on the previous problem before this one. We're going to multiply only the x by the reciprocal of 4. So I'm going to have 3, 1/4 times the x, and then we have plus 18. Then we will distribute again, and so I'm going to have 3/4 x plus 18. That's going to be my final answer. For this last problem, we're going to use the function x plus 2. And again, we have 2 things that we want to do. The first one says a vertical compression by 1/2, and the second one says a reflection across the y-axis. For our vertical compression, we're going to multiply the entire expression by 1/2. So I'm going to put 1/2 out front and then the whole expression x plus 2 next to it. So we'll have to distribute to every term. And we're going to be left with 1/2 x plus 1. For step 2, a reflection across the y-axis means that we change the sign of our x term. So you can write it out like 1/2 and then in parentheses change the sign of the x to negative, and then you have plus 1. But if you simplify by combining those first two terms, you're going to be left with negative 1/2 x plus 1. And that'll be your final answer.